Well, prior to getting started with World Ventures, I was a police officer with the LAPD. I did that for about 10 years, and I found I got really good at solving problems. I was solving problems with gang members, drug dealers, loud radios, domestic violence, but when I went home every day, I had the biggest problem. I was broke financially. My wife and I never saw each other, so we were thinking about a divorce. I was going to file for bankruptcy, and so my life was miserable. In December of 2005, I got introduced to World Ventures, and in the beginning, I have never done network marketing, direct sales. I'd never been in travel, never had been a business owner. So when I saw this, I had a way of getting out of my situation, but I was fearful because I'm like, I've never done this. Can somebody like me, who's a broke, skeptical, negative police officer that doesn't like talking to people, can somebody like me have success? So I got involved with World Ventures, and I just basically did what they told me to do. If I can share one secret for me, is that when somebody tells me to do something and I look up to that person and it makes sense, I do it. And so all I did was I did what they taught me to do. I started going to the trainings. I learned how to invite. I learned how to prospect. I learned how to expose. And then within about 12 months of doing World Ventures on a part-time basis, at the age of 32, I retired, and I was never ever had to work for anybody else ever again. So we weren't the fastest, but we got to director fairly quickly. It took us about 2 years to get to RMD. To get to IMD, it took us 4.5 years. But along the way, what started happening was, first I wanted to retire Yvette, my wife. Second, I wanted to leave my job. Next, I wanted to retire my parents and Yvette's parents. And we did that within 2 years of building World Ventures. Then we wanted to start an orphanage in my father's name. We started an orphanage in Ecuador with 65 kids in 2 different homes where we fund an orphanage to give people families. And then all of a sudden, then goals started to get bigger. I've been with World Ventures for 12 years now. World Ventures has bought us all the beautiful cars that I can't pronounce. We lived in places that most people dream of. We've taken 180 vacations, all paid for by World Ventures. So if you look at this former police officer and you look at my life today and you tell me that you were to ask me 12 years ago that your life would be like it is today, I would have laughed at you or I would have thought you were crazy. But my wife and I now, we are world travelers. We live wherever we want to live. I've never been more excited about World Ventures than I am right now. I've been doing this for 12 years and what it's done for my life and my family. And what World Ventures has put together, and it hasn't even come out to the world yet. If you knew what was in my mind on what World Ventures is launching out in the next 12 to 24 months, you would not sleep. The work that people do today with World Ventures in the next 12 to 24 months, it's going to 10 times their income. Why? Because World Ventures is doing something that no company on the planet has ever done. We've already done dream trips. Companies are trying to copy that. But anytime a company tries to copy what World Ventures is doing, we're always 3 to 5 steps ahead of them. The fly card hasn't even come out yet. No company can compete with that alone. So if you look at Dream Trips, that's $1 billion company. You look at the fly card, that's $1 billion company. You look at Dream Trips Local, that's $1 billion company. Each one of those by themselves. Under the umbrella of World Ventures, there are $3 billion companies. And the people that are gonna make the money from those $3 billion companies is not just World Ventures. The people that are going to make it are the representatives, the ones that are in now that start to build the business, that build their customer base, build their representative base, because in the next 24 months, World Ventures is going to be a $3 to $5 billion company. So 12 years into World Ventures, we've built 12 years for this moment right now. Right now we are in November. It's 2017. The next 120 days from right now, November, December, January, February, the next 120 days is going to define our company forever. So if I'm looking at this video right now and I'm thinking, should I get involved with World Ventures? That's not even a question. If you are in World Ventures, whatever you're doing right now for work, for business, my recommendation is to put aside whatever you're doing and invest at least 10 to 20 hours every week in your World Ventures business, because nothing like this is ever going to come into your life again. I promise you that. World Ventures is going to be the biggest network marketing company in the history of network marketing.